Hello and welcome back to In the Kitchen with Pen, and today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. Yes, it's cooking, but it's not cooking from scratch. It's a Victoria sponge cake, a Victoria sandwich, or as it says on the pack, vanilla sponge mix. Now, I can make a Victoria sponge. If you're on the Facebook page In the Kitchen with Pen, you will have seen that I can make a Victoria sandwich cake, but not everybody can, and sometimes you want something just quick and easy, and let me tell you, I don't think it's going to come much easier, quicker nor cheaper than this. We were in Tesco's and we saw this mix. All I have to do is add 1 egg and 100 ml of water, and this mix was 70 pence, just 70 pennies. So come on down and see what we do. Well, first off, let's open the packet and pour it into a bowl. Okay, it doesn't say to do this, but I'm going to make a little well in our mix. And we add 1 medium egg. Also add in 100 ml of water. So let's get that in. Oops, a daisy. And we mix with a hand mixer. Well, I've got my Ninja here, and we will be cooking this in our Ninja 10-in-1 oven. And this is my Ninja 3-in-1. Hand blender, hand mixer, and I haven't got it in properly. Top tip there, make sure your beaters are in place before you commence mixing. So we just mix till it's nice and smooth. It's 25 minutes and it's quite smooth. Now it says to divide between 2 8-inch sandwich tins. Well, mine are 7-inch, but doesn't matter. So let's try and get this mix evenly-ish between the 2 tins, or silicone tins, silicone moulds. Do you know, I haven't used a sponge mix like this since I was taking nutrition and cookery, as it was called, as an O-level subject, and we had to do comparisons of homemade, shop bought, and we had to cook them and then compare the taste and the rise, and somewhere I still have the book containing the results. If I remember rightly, Green's cake mix came out rather well. So, very messy, but let's just move it around so that we ensure we're all covered, and I'm going to drop it like I always do. Move it around, we're all covered. Heat our oven. Actually, I'm going to have to move one of the trays. Heat our oven to 180 on bake, and this says for about 20 to 25 minutes. So we'll go 23 and press start. You know we have a 90-second heat up time, so I'm going to put one on one tray and one on another. Well, actually, do you know what? They don't actually need to be on a tray, do they? No, I think I'm going to put one. I'll see if I can get them next to each other, and if not, one will go on there and one will go underneath, but we'll just have to play that by ear for now. And start to clear. I love the fact that this oven preheats so quickly. It is amazing. And I haven't cooked anything in it that I've been disappointed in, which is really good. So I think the worst thing about this oven is the cleaning. I'm sorry, but it is. But if you clean it after every use, it is a lot easier. And I leave the door open after use so it cools down quickly rather than baking on any stains. So we're still on preheat. I'm still jabbering away about nothing, as is my wont. There we go, we're ready. So let's see if I can get them both on the top shelf. That would be excellent. But looking at that, I'm not sure that, no, we'll go into the middle. And what I'll have to do, no doubt, is to move them round after about 15 minutes. But we will be back when these are cooking. Our cupcakes are all cooked and cooled, so now we need to make some glacé icing. And glacé icing is simply icing sugar and water, but please sieve, however you wish to say it, your icing sugar first, and then add your water gradually. And if you find you've added too much water, then you add some more icing sugar. If you've got too thick an icing, you add some more water. But you just add and stir as I'm doing here. And the other thing is, you think you've got a lot, you haven't. So I'm just going to keep mixing this until the consistency is about right. Now this is the sort of consistency we want. It's thick, but it is dropping. Okay, and we are just going to pop some on top of our cakes. I'll probably have to make more, although this looks like there's loads. You could also flavour this with the lemon extract, orange extract, chocolate, vanilla, anything if you wanted. So we're going to put these on, just a dollop, and then get our toppers. And if I can open them again, I'm going to put these on. Right. There we go. So I'm going to get on with this, and you'll see these when they're done. Well, guess what? They're cooked. I did swap places in the oven with about 5 minutes to go. But let's take this out, and you can see it's cooked because it is coming away from the case. So let's get this one too. Right, and what we're going to do is we're going to leave them on the cooling rack for a few minutes before we take them out and put them on top of the rack to cool completely. straight away I can see they haven't risen as much as a homemade one would, but that's not an issue, is it? You know, if I wanted more, I could buy 2 packets and I'd have a 4-layer sponge if I wanted it deeper, but I'm okay with this. So we'll be back when it's time to tip out and see what they look like. Cake is cooled, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to whip up some cream and then we'll decorate. And as you can see, I've just got the one whisk on here and it should do a lovely job. So we'll whisk this to soft peaks and get it in the cake. Our cream is at soft peak, it's actually a bit over, it's stiffer peaks, but it'll hold its own, that's what we want it to do. Ooh. So I'll just move that there. And I'm going to use some lemon curd in this cake because the lemon will just give us a bit of a zing that we want. You could use strawberry jam, raspberry jam. I think it's pictured with a red jam, so as they're saying it's Victoria sandwich, I'm going to say that it is a raspberry jam because that's what it should be. Right, I'm not stinting on the what's it called? Lemon curd, being quite generous. A little bit more, and then we're going to go on with our cream. Just get another palette knife. And we're just spreading it out to the edges of the cake. So we've got lemon, we've got cream. You could use buttercream, but I'm not a fan of buttercream. And I'm going to sort out some strawberries to go in it too. So all I've done is I've just rinsed off some strawberries and I've cut them into slices. And I'm just going to pop them on top of our cream. And of course, any strawberries I don't use, I can eat. Yay! Oops. I mean, this doesn't have to be neat because it's going to be sandwiched in our Victoria sandwich cake. So let's be quite generous. Even though I know I could eat all of these strawberries, no worries. Right. Couple of bits left for me. British strawberries are the best. Right, I'm actually going to put another layer of curd onto the top layer. Oh, and you might have noticed that I've got a tea towel on top of my cooling rack, and that's to stop the you know, sometimes you can get marks from the cooling rack on top of your sponges. Well, this stops that happening. So don't need so much curd here, but just because a little. I'm not sure how soft these sponges are actually going to be, but you know, we'll see. And then just a little cream. she says. Using nearly all of it. And again, we'll just spread out. And this will just hold the strawberries all in place too, as well as giving us extra lushness. Like that I've just eaten. Oh yeah. And then we put the top on our cake. Press down. Just so that you, look, can you see we're just getting a little ooze there? And then what we need to do is to just finish with just a little icing sugar that, as I've said before, we sieve because we don't want lumps of icing sugar. There we go. Almost done. Almost, not quite. Then I'm going to get a nice strawberry. I'm going to just cut it, but not all the way through. Like so. And do you know what? Well, let's live dangerously, shall we? Let's put it on with a little bit of cream. We'll secure that. And there we have our Molly's from Tesco's vanilla sponge. And I think that looks rather nice. So we shall taste it. Probably not today actually, it will probably be tomorrow, but I'll be sure to let you know what I think. But for now, thank you so much for watching this episode of In the Kitchen with Pen, and I shall see you again very soon. Bye bye. Thank you for watching this edition of In the Kitchen with Pen and sometimes
Steve.
If you'd like to see more of our cooking and review videos, then click here.
But if you'd really like to help the channel grow and subscribe, please click here.
Thanks for watching. See you soon. Bye bye.
Oh yes. Keep cooking. Right, send that to me.